YouTube, what the crap is going on? HeirofCarthage here. Starting this thing off slightly annoyed. Not anything to do with you or the campaign, but because my computer crashed while I was filming this a minute ago, and so now I'm starting over. So needless to say, I've already looked, and I can tell you that things are picking up right where we left off. There's no upgrades or anything else I can do, so let's end the turn and see what happens. I say there's no upgrades. I think I can upgrade the hull on these ships, which may be handy. And then I'm going to take this fleet up near Alalia and use it to beat back the Roman blockade. Alright, so let us end this turn, and as I said, see what happens. If anything, looks like the Romans pulled back from Velathri, which is fine with me. Athens, will they make a move against me? They're probably taking an agent action on me right now, come to think of it. That's probably why it's taking its time. So I won't be surprised if I get attacked here in a moment and find out that my general was just murdered. No. Looks like not. So maybe I am surprised, actually, because I expected the opposite. I certainly have a lot of enemies roundabout. We need to get Italy cleaned up so I can focus on my enemies in the lands of Greece. I've got all kinds of enemies over there. The Syracusans, Athens, Sparta, and then there's some barbarian factions over there that are aligned with those factions that hate me as well. Of course, I got to mop up the Galaci over in Iberia, make sure the Gaiatuli finally get wiped out, and continue to defend North Africa from Athens, even though I'm pretty sure we have them in good shape. So Abora is under siege. Hidden agents exposed. Subversion attempts. Remnants blockaded. Big whoop-de-doo. I suffered attrition at Abora? That's interesting. Perhaps because I don't have a full army there to defend it. So I do have to take this guys onto a nun stance. So they have Abora besieged with this teensy army. I don't understand how it is that I'm taking attrition, but oh well. So I'm going to go ahead and attack the armies here in Olispo, and this will allow me to basically deal a death blow to the Galaci, because the biggest part of their forces are here, and these guys have obviously spent some time getting some more troops, but this should be an easy knockout for us. So let's get things started. All I've got is some Iberian Scutari cav and some Iberian swords and a bunch of crummy Iberian tribesmen, spearmen, maybe a few skirmishers. Nothing serious here. This ought to be an easy win. They do have a small fleet, and I don't remember if it's a fleet or transports, that looks to be headed back up to their city that I just took. Hopefully my garrison forces can take care of it. If not, it's going to be frustrating, because they'll just keep sailing back and forth doing this to me. But if that's the case, I might have to set sail myself if they do it again. Let's start our deployment and get things underway. So let's see, probably want to come from multiple directions. Let's see, I'll take my swords. Let's take the swords from back here, and I'll back them up with my general. And boy, I've got a whole bunch of these. Libyan hoplites, don't need near that many, but that's okay, we'll take them here. There's really three main entrances to the city on this type of map. And I'll put my cavalry back here with these. I'll actually bring my general back over here. Put my pikes, pike formation. I usually like to kind of move up right to here, push the engagement here, put my general up there because he can control the fight fairly well from that position.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
My hoplites there. Get my swords running back here. And let's go do some scouting with this cav. I got reinforcements approaching from the sea. So I might, and I want to say that their stronger reinforcements are the ones approaching from the sea. Ooh, all these skirmishers lined up here. They're tempting to take out my general, but I've noticed as of late that the AI skirmishers will target your general and they will kill him as like one of the first few men in the unit that dies, which is pretty irritating, but true. So I'm not going to push my luck. But I do want to go ahead and take the city center quickly, so that I can be waiting for the reinforcements, basically. Got pretty much no... Okay, perfect. Got those guys running all the way up, got my hoplites running up, have my pikemen, and I'm just going to click an attack order on the unit behind this one, see if I can just get my guys to kind of march on through. Pikes are still fairly unresponsive to certain types of orders, but they're honestly not bad in a position like this where they can't get outflanked. I find that the only time they really have trouble is when they're going to end up getting in kind of a mosh pit type fight. And there is a veteran shield warrior there that's quite dangerous to my Libyan troops, but I do have numbers on my side, and I can probably take three Libyans against the one veteran shield warrior. I'd be feeling pretty alright about that. Plus I can bring in some cav support back here. My African pikes are going to plow their way right on through that. And now I've got those shield warriors caught up. And let's see if we can get around the edges here. Those guys into phalanx. Come on, get around the corners. And let's do a rear strike here. Sorry, I'm not getting you a whole lot of good views at the moment. I'm just trying to get my troops into combat. Come on, attack. See if I can hit these Iberian tribesmen from behind with my cav real quick. They are wavering, but there are more Iberian spears and some skirmisher cav there. I probably shouldn't have made that charge. I did rout their Iberian tribesmen. Pulling out of that's going to cause me some damage, but I think it'll be worth it. I'm going to run my pikemen forward. Got a rout going on here. And those Scutarii cav are not doing well. The veteran shield warriors pulled out against all those hoplites, but they took some pretty massive losses. Right now I've got all their cav pinned down, and yeah, we're in good shape here. March forward slowly in pike formation here. If it weren't for those Iberian tribesmen, I'd just charge their town center with this cav, but those tribesmen are going to get me. And these guys are walking, of course. Get your butts up here. Come on. Check out this Cantabrian cav. Another cool unit that one has to beg to question why Carthage doesn't have access to these guys. So many units that Carthage should have access to, and then what's the point to, like, so I've noticed with some of the units at Carthage, and I'm hoping this gets changed in a patch. That's the reason I'm saying this here. I'm not just trying to be a complainer. I'm kind of aiming to tell you some things here that I hope CA changes. Why are my guys randomly charging into spearmen without me having given them orders? Because that's really spectacular. I mean, it works great if you're the AI, but I'm not sure I approve of such things. Okay. And those veteran shield warriors are chasing after my cav now too, so I'm just going to run off. Okay, and I'm going to go take the town center with my hoplites.
We have lost the victory point.
Okay, those skirmishers in the boat are just stopping short, and they're going to throw all their javelins at me, so I'm just going to back up outside of their range. I forgot that the enemy will do that with their ships. They'll just stay out to sea, just to annoy you almost. And again, I'm just gonna blob attack this veteran shield warrior to tie it down. Okay, bring my cav up. These guys into hoplite phalanx.
The enemy general is dead.
Good. The enemy general's dead. Heir likes this. And it looks like they're dropping off some Iberian swordsmen over here in that peninsula. Okay, so we've routed the enemy general. There's some Scutarii cavalry that's dismounted and just walking past me for whatever reason.
has blessed us.
Okay, I've got my swords on the town center. More Scutari Cav just coming off the boat here. As soon as it does, I'll charge them with my infantry and cav. You can't charge them beforehand, unfortunately. Hoplites. Just, yeah, see my pikes lose their attack order whenever the units go around their flank. It looks like I have no idea what the AI is doing, to be honest, and they're sitting here throwing all of their javelins from that transport ship. And hopefully that's just swordsmen. They can throw flaming javelins all they want. Flaming javelins aren't going to do a dadgum thing to my men. Can't get an attack order clicked on there. Let's see if we can get all these units taken out. The AI is just kind of scrambling around like crazy. So it's kind of hard for me to honestly keep an eye on all the different dumb things they're doing at once. Scutari Cav dismounted. They're not very good when mounted. And then those Iberian swordsmen coming off the ship right now. We've killed another enemy general. Okay. Oh, those guys still aren't off the boat yet. See, when there's like one guy left on the boat, you have to wait until they completely hit the ground. Now I can click an attack order.
The battle is turning in our favor.
And yes, this is very much blob warfare. But that's okay. Doesn't need to be anything different because I will win in a blob warfare type of fight. You see the bloody remains of the Iberian forces here being pushed back. This guy looks like he's like vomiting blood or something. It's pretty awesome. That guy's got a flaming javelin in his shield. It's one of my Libyan infantry. There we go. So, enemy lost the victory point, and that's going to be the end of the main Glacie force. It didn't really take that many losses because their army stunk, to be quite honest. The AI doesn't seem... I mean, they've done better, but they still seem to have trouble recruiting good units. But, you know, I have played some other campaigns where... Because remember, this one was like started back on like patch 2 or 3. And I have played some campaigns on the newer patches where the AI does do a little better. So we will occupy Olispo, and that is going to put that other army under attrition over here. And to be honest, if they're not coming after me, that means that my force can probably defeat them, and indeed it can. We'll auto-resolve. Other than the one Glacie fleet that has now sailed up the Iberian coast there, they are going to be defeated, and they will now be under attrition as well. Let's see, it's a few units, and hopefully I have enough. I won't have any garrison here, actually, because these buildings aren't complete. So I won't be able to defend this settlement if they take it, which is going to be annoying. Very annoying. Let's see. I'd really like for you to convert that. Thank you. Alright. But if we have to, we can march up and take them out. That ought to be a death blow. They do have this small fleet out here as well of transports. If I had a fleet in the area, I'd be more than happy to take care of it. Let's convert these buildings while we're at it as well. I've already done this before, but of course they took it back, so now I must do it again. There we go. Oh, and I have a champion here. He must have gotten injured earlier, so we'll get him back into military training on that army. Alright, and then let's see if we can take out this. I think this is a different Glacie. Yeah, I think this is the one that's really been a nuisance, so let's try an assassination. We'll try the old concealed blade here. Enemy was wounded. It's a good start. My spy's no good and still didn't level up, unfortunately. Oh well. At least we got what we wanted. Alright, so in Iberia we've temporarily calmed things. We're besieged here by a pretty sizable fleet. I won't much be able to sally against them, but... And I am going to go ahead and build a muster field in this province. I've got these temples, which ought to be really helping public order in this province. Once I get the rest of this stuff switched over, it ought to make a big difference. Public order here isn't near as bad as what it could be. It's Subre's warlord. I wonder if I could sally against these guys or not. No. So, cancel. I could easily beat them on shore, but if I sallied against them, these guys would do very well, because even though they're just crappy raiding ships, they're a lot better than my transport ships when they're out to sea. This army is mostly retrained, though, and I really want to put some more hurt on the Romans. So I do believe the Romans don't have forces quite close enough to take out Cosentia. So I'm going to march forward to, I don't know, right about here. Let my troops continue to retrain for the rest of this turn, and then on the next turn, well, you know what, I think I might actually be able to make it all the way to Cosentia. If I can, it would really be a good idea for me to take it now, because the Romans have a lot of troops nearby, and if they all come in trying to help out, it would hurt them pretty badly. I'll wait one more turn and try and hit the Romans there. Not sure why. Well, Magna Graecia is probably a little bit mad still, just because of all of the changing of hands that keeps taking place. As far as ownership of the provinces, that causes unrest in general. Alright, this Roman fleet's still blockading me up here. And they are going to take off, which is good. So we've broken the blockade there. Financial situation's improved a little bit. Let's see if we can take care of Athens down here. Macomades. Oh, the Syracusans are coming down here too, so they want a piece of North Africa, so it's definitely a good thing that I have this army at this point. And I do believe that Athens is about to get wailed on here pretty bad. It shows that they have a decent chance. I beg to differ. There's really nothing here that's going to give them any advantage over me whatsoever. So this ought to be entertaining. They will get reinforced from the city, which gives them a few more hoplite units and a couple more slinger units. Maybe that's why they think they have a good chance, but again, I think not. It's just going to be a simple matter of me chasing them down, and then as soon as I'm engaged, taking the elephants and the cav in, and it looks like I get to start on the high ground too, which is going to be spectacular. Though Athens may try to hill camp this vicinity right here. It's a real possibility. We will see. So let us wait, because I don't want to fight in the fog. Start deployment. I thought I got to start on the high ground, not really. Athens will probably deploy for their high ground. I'm not going to spread my army too wide, to be honest, because I don't think the Athenians can really present much of a front. And I'm going to put my elephants on the right and my cav on the left here. I'm just going to put these guys in a hard group here to move them a little easier, and I'm going to push up on top of this hill right off. Run this cav forward and do some scouting. Same thing with the elephants.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
That is if I select my elephants. Alright, so let's fast forward and see what's going on. They can't see any of my units, and I can't see theirs at the moment. As soon as my horses crest this hill, though, I should have line of sight. I do. Let's see. Looks like they've got some troops in this vicinity, but maybe they're waiting to gather all the reinforcements. So I'm going to keep my distance with the cav. No need to engage early. I've got all the advantage I need, plus they've surrendered the high ground. So I'll be coming downhill towards them. Perfect. I am going to actually let my troops rest here atop the hill for a moment. And regain all their stamina, because I've had them running for a good moment. You see my pikemen here are active. Same thing with my Libyan infantry, so we'll just give them all a chance to rest momentarily outside of their slinger range, so the AI is just going to square off with me. They're not going to try and retreat to any better position. Get all my men into pike phalanx, so really I just want to... well, they've split down their center, which means I'm going to split. So I'll take one group of pikemen here. I'll have to remember to drop their sarissas before I engage. Another group of pikemen here, and you'll notice I'm clicking that order right behind enemy units. run my 2 swords to support where I think I might have open spots. Keep my elephants out of missile range until the engagement begins. So I'm going to let my pikes get close. Once my pikes get close, I'll just click a regular attack order, but I have them running at the moment to try and avoid as many missile casualties as possible. It is a front-on assault, so their missiles will take a volley or 2 before they really take effect, I think. And I plan to run my elephants all over these clowns. Still no losses to their slingers, which is lucky for me. Okay, the enemy is approaching, so time to click orders so that my sarissas do indeed come down. And the enemy is not charging me straight on, but that's okay. Just get all of my units into combat here. Hit those units that are on the flank, bring my cav up. I'm not worried about that mob outflanking me. Steady all my troops. And let's see. Hit those slingers. That mob ran clear around the back of me, but I don't care. Yeah, my pikes have already just slain the Athenian infantry. Slingers are going to get hit. Their skirmisher cav is caught. Yeah, their infantry is pretty much in full retreat. Let's get my elephants into these skirmishers. Just get around these guys. My pikes have turned around some funny direction. And then this unit's snuck past me, so we'll take them out real quick.
Our general is under attack.
The enemy general is a Hippeus Lancer, so I'll engage it real quick with my Carthaginian cav. In an extended melee, my Carthaginian cav ought to do quite well. Plus, the enemy army is all but routed. Yeah. See all of our units in melee. Looks like the Hippeus Lancer pulls out a sword in melee. That's interesting. Alright, so easy victory there. Almost no kills for the Athenians, much as I suspected. That ought to put an end to them, but of course the Syracusans sending their troops down. This is kind of good in a way, because I'm hoping that since Syracuse has brought the focus, down to Africa, that means that their homelands are probably relatively unguarded. At least that's what I'm hoping. Let's take out Macomades here, and we'll auto-resolve this. Syracuse is actually within range of attacking Macomades. I probably shouldn't have auto-resolved that because I'll take more losses. Yeah, they gave the enemy hundreds of unkilled. I probably would have taken fewer losses to just attack it myself. But I'm pretty sure that I have more than enough men to handle that. It looks like I can put a military tradition on here. I'm going to start with formidable fighters. And then I can upgrade my general as well. Let's see. Can't do any extensive upgrades. Got this fleet retraining. Romans don't have enough of a fleet to do anything there. Beating them back off of Eulalia. This is trouble because I really can't... Well, you know what, though? As soon as Arimnum completes those buildings, I can't actually leave with that army. And the reason for that is because those are just skirmishers, and they can come at me. I'll destroy them with my garrison army. It shouldn't be any issue whatsoever. Okay. I think I'm ready to end this turn because I was going to let these guys retrain one more turn. We've beaten the Romans back there. We've beaten the Greeks back in North Africa. Oh, there's another Athenian fleet right there. That is nuts. Maybe I'll just leave these fleets to fend people off of my island areas. I wonder if I put these guys into a forced march, if I can make it to Carthago. I can. So I'll bring back my second army to North Africa to help beat back these Greek incursions into North Africa. And then Sicily, like I said, I'll use my fleets to try and protect it. And then I have 2 armies in Italy. This is definitely leaving me pretty stretched, but my income is also recovering at this point, which is good. The Galatae did not... Or, yeah, okay, they haven't had a turn yet to attack me. So, okay, let's end the turn and see where we end up. Do have some skills that I haven't dealt out yet. Got a spy here. Put a household trait on +5 to evading enemy agents. That would be helpful. Wounding enemy agents self-defense would also be helpful. Let's take that. And then let's give this spy some more cunning. Okay. What other ones? Got this champion here, or whatever it is, a veteran. It's plus movement to campaign movement range. That would actually be really helpful in this case, since I'm going to have to be moving around North Africa a lot, chasing these armies. Alright, so let's end the turn and see what happens. Rome didn't apparently try much. Athens didn't try much. Seleucid, let's see, who else am I worried about? Ardite didn't. Galaci are indeed trying to take that settlement, but look, the Sessatani are my allies, and they are within reinforcement range, so all I gotta do is just auto-resolve, and that's gonna destroy that Galaci fleet. Perfect. Take that, you clowns. Alright. At least one more of my enemies is getting beat on there, so that was perfect luck. Thank you. One of my allies, obviously not Carthago Nova, actually being helpful for once. To be honest, if we can put down the Romans, these Greek factions have no chance, because the only reason that they're still around is because I can't focus my attention. So Lepsus is blockaded. We've had subversion. That's that insane Galaci agent that's doing that kind of stuff. Agent. Okay, so there's a few things we can do here to help us out. I'm pretty sure this is the last holdout for the Galaci, and they are going to run, but I am going to chase them and kill them, because if I can sink this fleet, which I can, the Galaci are now destroyed, and that means their agent's gone, and he can no longer subvert me and cause all kinds of trouble. So that is a huge win. So the Galaci are done, and it looks like this province up here is not in great shape, but hopefully it's not going to stabilize. Whatever. I honestly don't care. Actually I do care, because it could turn back to the Galaci at this point, which would be bad. So let's see. We can attack Brundisium. The Romans have done exactly what I hoped they would, which is consolidate themselves even more. I have ballista, and it's not going to be any trouble for me to bust through the walls of Brundisium and take these guys out. So I am going to attack them. If they sally forth, which they didn't, it's not going to be any issue. So let's see what they have here. Some legionnaires, legionnaire general, Sacae Equites, Rooriae, legionnaires, another general there. Yeah, nothing special. The AI is, or they're getting a lot better chances than they're actually going to have. So let's assault this city, and that should be the end for this episode. Some good progress, and then we'll have to go defend Lepsus at the beginning of the next episode. With that army back in North Africa, we should be able to put a halt to any progress that Athens or Syracuse is hoping to make, and with Brundisium falling, the Romans are going to be perilously close to destruction, and once they are destroyed, there will be no one left to serve as a buffer for the Greeks. So very much excited to get this stuff done. Let's start the deployment. This looks about as good a place as any to attack. I don't need these ladders right off the bat, but I will. You know what? I'm gonna keep them here momentarily. Just back a little ways. I want my ballista closest so that I can get nice, good shots. And Carthaginian cav here. And general. So all my troops are here. Let's get my ballista off of fire at will. It's going to be very specific targets that I want to destroy. Mostly the towers, and I can use the ladders if necessary at that point. So let's start the battle. I want to destroy the arrow towers around the gatehouse and this one. I'm not worried about the boiling oil as of yet. I may get that way if I think the Romans have a solid defense on the wall, which it really just looks like Velites right now. So with no better defenders on the wall than that, I can probably hop on the wall and take the gatehouse, which means no boiling oil. So yeah, my ballista here, you can watch them make short work of the tower, hopefully. It's already up to 49 damage. I hope there's some Romans down here where those shots are falling. That would be pretty sweet to be getting extra kills. Check that one sitting right there on the wall where it landed. Pretty cool. Nice effects. Alright,
Tower
so
has been destroyed.
one tower down. Oh, that actually killed a bunch of the or a few of the velites where the stones fell on them. Look, got some guys crushed under that rubble. It's pretty sweet. So we'll take down this other gatehouse arrow tower here. And the arrow towers do cause a lot of damage to your men, so that's the reason why I want to take these things out. Is there any reason why you needed to move closer? I'm pretty sure you were well within range. Okay. Can't believe you can miss a target so big as the gatehouse, especially when you got 3 chevrons. They have very limited ammo. There may be some technology I can research to increase their ammo. That one hit the window. That's not fair. It should have gone straight through the window. That would have been cool. Good shot, though. I mean, hit it right in the window. Right, not the most exciting thing here, but definitely necessary. Let's see what we get. Last barrage should take it out. Oh, that last shot missed. There we go.
Tower has been destroyed.
All right, one more arrow tower that's somewhat threatening for me. And let's see, there's 3 capture points. There's the main one, another here and here. I'm assuming, though, that the Roman army will come en masse as soon as I get into the city. Alright, so my ballistas seem to need to reposition for whatever reason, so reposition they will. I'll just fast forward for a second and take out that tower. They're wasting a lot of ammo on it, unfortunately, but they are going to take it out.
A tower has been destroyed.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is attack the fort wall right there. And then I'm going to take 2 of these ladders here. And then I'm just going to drop the equipment here. And I'm going to move these Libyan infantry up and burn the gate down. Then I should be able to assault the wall from multiple points. Hopefully I have enough ammo to destroy that fort wall. Looks like I do, which would be fantastic. That'll be about the last that my ballista can do, but very helpful indeed. As you can see, it's going to help me take a whole lot less losses when sieging the city. The boiling oil is still very much a concern for me, and I'll show you what I'm doing to stop that. Because the boiling oil will just destroy you entirely. There goes the part of the fort wall there. See these velites up on top of the damaged wall. I'm going to have only just enough ammo to take out that wall. There it goes, some of the velites falling in the rubble. No doubt dying a very dusty death. And let's see, I don't really have any ammo left per se in these things, so I'll just switch to an explosive shot just for fun and see what happens. Target on those velites. And let's... The explosive force did knock down some of the velites on the wall, which is pretty funny. Same thing there. Alright, so my ballista are out of ammunition. And my guys are attempting to burn the gate down. Getting a lot of flaming javelins, but because the enemy's on... Or no, they're actually not flaming javelins. Which is not good for me. If the enemy would have left them on a flaming mode, then it would have been a whole lot better for me. There we go. And the gate should be burned down, and my idea is that I'll push through here. Let's see, there's just some plebes. But the Roman army is behind the wall, as I assume they would be. The gatehouse is still very much controlled by the Romans. So when I get these guys on the wall, I'll use them to fight my way through these velites and take the gatehouse out of Roman control. It won't put it in my control, but it'll at least take it out of their control. So the gatehouse is now breached. Just gonna reform these swords. My hoplites on the ladders are at the walls.
Our gates are utterly destroyed.
Our gates are utterly destroyed? They weren't mine. Maybe he's trying to get me to feel sorry for the Romans or something. I do not know. Alright, my hoplites have made it up the ladders. At least here comes my first guy. This is the standard bearer is actually going to be the first one over the wall. It'd be pretty cool if we stab someone with the standard. Sweet, so my hoplites are up. Pouring down into the velites. Look, they're skirmishers and stuff from down here. They have this mercenary Tarentine cav throwing flaming javelins up at me on the wall. The flaming javelins do have a marked morale effect. You can see here it's a huge morale effect. Takes my guys' morale all the way down to 26, which makes my guys you know, down into poor morale range. So what I'll do is bring my general over to support that. It's unfortunately annoyingly effective. So, alright, my hoplites are going to easily fight their way through these levies, though.
Our general is under attack.
Why are my guys down in the bottom of the wall? Good grief. Yeah, the pathfinding's still got a little bit left to be desired here. My guys are within the capture radius, though. But the Romans right now are still in control of that gatehouse. Okay. The gatehouse is out of Roman control, which means I can surge in from the main gate. And then I'm going to run my cav on past the Roman forces here. So I've got my Libyan infantry pushing in through the main gate. And one of my hoplites has come off the wall again, defying all my orders. Okay, the boiling oil should not be getting me, and it is not, because I've uncapped the gatehouse. The Romans have not left a sturdy enough defense here. And then my cav is behind them now, so I should be able to run some hammer and anvil assaults. Let's see, let's use into the breach. Sweet. Give it to those guys going through the breach. My general has got all kinds of abilities here, so I will use them to whatever effect I can to help my men. There's a Sakai Equite unit making its way towards my cav. So I'm going to engage them in the streets. This unit here will probably not be doing so well, but as long as they can hold out, I'll be alright. Some legionnaires getting killed. I do have these guys outflanked with hoplites. Let's see how I'm doing versus the Equites. Doing well versus the Equites. Enemy general's dead. Good. He was in a legionnaire unit right there at the gate. And it looks like some of their troops here, these legionnaires, are retreating, and they have more forces back here. It's actually a good thing that they're not pushing with those forces, because I'm not really in the best position to stop them from outflanking me. And the Romans' troops are crumbling right here. They are gone. Alright, so the Romans have crumbled in this vicinity. Let's bring my... I'm going to actually leave my general there for just a moment. I need my troops down here in this fight. Okay, so we beat back. Romans have some legionnaires coming there, it looks like. So I've captured the gatehouse, which doesn't much matter. Don't need the gatehouse at this point. The rest of the Roman troops are all sitting right here. So I could go capture points in the city, but you know, I may just do that right here. Yeah, I'm gonna send my Libyan infantry down here to take out these Roman legionnaires. The Romans are going into Testudo, which seems a strange bit of strategy. And I'm gonna see if I can hurl all my javelins. They're walking away from me in Testudo as well. Now towards me, and now out of Testudo and running. Odd tactics. Too bad for them, it won't help them at all. Let's see if I can bring my Libyan hoplites around and get a flanking maneuver going. Oh. Got a veteran legionnaire right there. Let's bring a cav unit around and hit it in the back. Yeah, veteran legionnaire unit, we want to get rid of that. So my guys are a little bit... Ooh, that's actually not bad how the computers countercharge me with the reinforcing troops here. I'm not going to say it was great, but let's get a view of this through the street kind of charge. Another enemy general died, so these troops may honestly rout before I get there. We'll see. Cool views here, some excellent scenery. Rome 2 definitely delivers in that respect. And it looks like my guys will get into those veteran legionnaires. There's only a few of them left. And they're going to go down there. So awesome, awesome. Good stuff.
Libyan infantry!
Let's bring my general here behind the enemy troops.
Libyan infantry!
There's some Roman legionnaires basically holding the line at the moment. That's these guys here. Got my guys pushing into them though. My guys are kind of blobbed up, but it shouldn't be too big a deal. Let's see if I can get these. Well, no, they've got a Rory unit there.
The battle is turning in our favor.
The battle is indeed in our favor, and I've got all of these general abilities that I can use again. And inspire. Good grief, man! That general can drop a whole lot of. Might as well use the whip in here. It'll exhaust my guys, but give me some temporary attack power. So hopefully it has to push these legionnaires out of the fight. Oh, all my guys are in hoplite phalanx. Okay, so the Roman unit's definitely starting to show some morale effects. They're under the fear, which takes away their ability use. All these things just take away their ability use, which, to be honest, isn't a bad thing. For me, keeping the Romans from using their abilities, it's probably actually keeping the Romans from becoming exhausted, if they're not already, which they may very well be. Of course, blobbing up my guys didn't help either. It's just easier for me to quick attack orders that way, to be honest. I'm gonna bust through these Rory over here. Hoplites actually have a decent charge, which is not what you would expect, but they do have a pretty strong charge. Better than sword units like Roman infantry. Not sure what the reasoning behind that is. Oh, sorry, I got all kinds of trees in your way. The next campaign, I'm probably just going to go down to large unit settings. I have it on an ultra here, but I'll probably put it on large unit settings just so you get a little bit better frame rates and stuff. This battle took a little longer than I thought it would, but will be very successful still. Okay, all those troops are routing. Push on into these plebes here, which are not going to last long against my hoplites either. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the Roman units and the end of the Romans altogether. So Brundisium is ours. Success. So that means that finally Magna Graecia is under my control. And I am going to probably cancel an edict in one of my provinces and reissue it in Magna Graecia, just because I think it'll be of more use there to help stabilize it. And I'm also hoping it'll be a very wealthy province eventually too. Big money maker for me. Alright, Roman troops dead, province occupied. Some of their troops escaped, unscathed even. I guess they didn't come participate in the battle. Well, I could probably fix that with my spy. So let's do some military sabotage, try and poison their provisions, which looks like it's pretty successful. Indeed it was. So there, now they didn't escape unscathed, and I feel slightly better. I don't have much money to do work in Brundisium though here, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear down these buildings that I do not wish to convert. I didn't mean to build anything new there. We could build those wells though, that'd be a good start to try and get things going. So let's see if we can cancel. Do I have an edict going here? I do. So let's cancel an edict down in that smaller province and then issue, because I don't have any more that I can issue, we'll issue a bread and games edict up here in Brundisium, and hopefully that'll help improve public order quickly. And let's see, the buildings in Arimnum should be finished on the next turn, which should leave me enough garrison to fend off that fleet of skirmishers. And we'll be in good shape there. We've already taken care of that. Let's take a look at North Africa, because this is where the action's probably going to come next. Syracusans have a few forces around Sicily. The Romans have beat a retreat from Alalia and are moving towards Sicily as well, so I'll move this fleet down that way. Okay, this army may not even end up being needed. Looks like Athens decided to go for Lepsus instead of the other cities. That's an enemy fleet, so I don't really desire to engage them via sea. I will march this army back though, and they should be within reinforcement range. I'm not sure where the Syracusan troops went. They may have sailed back towards Apollonia, which is where they're based, basically. Getting all kinds of frame lag here too for some reason. Alright, anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.